pleased, another afternoon ready for Share the Vibe. I am sure you have grown so much already with everybody motivating you on a daily basis. And today is no different. I am speaking today with Aritha. And like I always say, I'm not going to introduce you, Aritha. You need to tell us who you are. And I'm so pleased to have you on the show.
Thank you. Thank you, Lizette, for this opportunity. And my name is Aritha Aleka. I'm a mom to a 9-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 3-year-old.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And I'm also a wife. I'm a network marketing professional. And I love to say I'm a motivational speaker, more because I love to leave everyone I come across with some positive energy, with some positive vibes. Yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
Oh, wow. And that's really a big nutshell, I have to say. And it's so true. I always say, if you can't leave a little bit of sprinkle behind you and a bit of sparkle behind you, then why did you move?
True. That's so true.
So tell me, Aritha, especially with all those little ones, what are you doing during lockdown? How are you networking with being in lockdown?
So lockdown has just had so many blessings of lessons. It's been unfolding a daily from the beginning. When we were going into lockdown, I made a decision and spoke to my kids about it and said, we're about to go into a time that we've never experienced in our lifetime, your dad and I. And so we're all going through this together.
Yes.
And at the end of this period, first 21 days, at the end of the day, we need to come out of it, so that in a way that when we look back at it 10 years, 20 years time, would be like, wow, that was a time in our lives. We cannot step out of this crying and saying, gosh, that was a terrible time. It's not happening in this home. No. So we started off with everyone writing 5 reasons why they're grateful every day. And I just found it so amazing to start off that way. So how now I can't remember your question, but
what you're doing currently during lockdown?
Yeah, so it's just been every day thinking of what new thing to do that would be memorable. I'm sitting outside. I promised you before lockdown, I never used to sit out the way I am now. My kids and I have been painting. I've learned so much about making paint with salt and other things.
Oh, wow.
And we just create. It has helped me to slow down, to actually realize there are trees out here. I mean, I can sit by the tree. I can do things within my space. I'm so busy. It's unbelievable. And I'm happy with the kind of busy I am right now.
No, and it's so true. As a master coach, I actually teach people, and I say, I'm so depressed. How am I going to get out of my depression or my negativity? And the first thing my answer to them always is, every single morning when you wake up, before you even get out of bed, you have to find 3 things you're grateful about yesterday. And it must be new things. And what it teaches us that every single day, as we get into this habit, every single day we become more aware of the things that happens to us, because I need 3 more things tomorrow. And you start being aware of the things around you.
Exactly. That's so true. That's so true.
How are you coping with the kids, the family, and the work environment all mixed up, obviously, in one space?
Okay, so first of all, at the beginning, I had to identify my challenges. What would potentially be my challenge? Right. My husband is a frontline medical officer, and he's not here. He's working in Cape Town. So, I mean, he's one of those who gets to see the COVID patients straight up. And that's enough to stress anyone out.
Exactly.
The last time he was home was our anniversary. And that's quite a while ago now. So I had to, I said to myself early on, we don't know when he's coming home. We can't tell. We don't know how long the lockdown is going to be. I'm not going to have a helper. It's going to be the kids and I. Yep. So all this I had in identifying what my challenges were, took a deep breath and said, okay, now that we know, I've got to figure out how to make, I cannot get frustrated and carry out my frustration on the kids. I cannot get mad. I have a business to run. So
Correct.
everything has to work. And it starts off with me realizing what the challenge was and saying, okay, how do I overcome this? And one of the first things I did was to call my kids and talk. I talk to my kids. I mean, a lot of times I see people look at children like, oh no, it's just so little, she won't
No,
get it.
you have to. They
No,
understand.
they understand. I mean, my daughter who's 3, the other day called everyone out, guys, come take a look at the sunset. And then I was still busy and she says, mommy, give me your phone, I've got to take a photo of the sunset. I came out, took a look and went in, and she took the most beautiful photos of the sun, as of sunset, and I couldn't believe it. And it all started out with me waking them up early in the morning to see sunrise, to appreciate even when we drive.
Yes.
So, with that, the kids have been so helpful. It's almost making me wonder, do we really need the help at the end of the day? But I do need.
Well,
Yeah.
Aritha, you are such a remarkable message which you are giving us with when we're in lockdown, how do we cope with our kids? And so, like you say, talk to the kids, they do understand, but also
Indeed.
identify your challenges. Because if you know what to deal with, you can handle it.
Exactly.
That's so true.
That's so true.
You know,
Yeah.
for me, it's actually quite difficult to ask you, but what makes you stay motivated? Because you are such an energy of motivation.
Okay, so let me one of the things that I have been doing now for a while consistently is my daily affirmations. And I haven't 100%, I'll be honest, I haven't been winning 100% on my meditation in the morning, but I wake up at 4:30 every day and have that silence. I spend my time with the first 5 minutes, like you just said, gratitude, write it down, and then affirmations. And one of the affirmations that for me helps me to wake my brain up is the A to Z affirmations.
Yeah.
And I just thought, I'm Aritha, I'm amazing, I'm beautiful, I'm confident, I'm determined, I'm energetic, I'm fabulous. And I go on and on, because in saying that list to Z, your brain must be awake to know after A is what? B. Okay, B. And immediately you'll
True.
also create a word of affirmation all to the end. Of course, sometimes I botch it, I don't get it, and it makes me laugh at myself. When I get to a letter and I can't remember, I'm like, okay, I'm Q, I'm quintessential. I just think, out of the box at that point in time. And, I also, to keep me motivated, because everybody has downtime, no matter how excited and motivated,
Correct.
you do have
Very
the
true.
time when you are low. Some of the things I've been doing, and I'm finding them very interesting, is I sit down and start deleting photos from my phone.
Oh, wow.
I start to clear up space on my phone. So in clearing up that space, I see photos that made me go, wow, seriously, wow. And I didn't, and you see people in your network and you're like, if only I knew that this was the last time we would see, that the next, couple of months would be this hectic. Oh my gosh, I thought February last year was hectic. Check out this one.
Look at it now.
So it returns you back to source, it just takes me back to the place of gratitude. And from the place of gratitude, you can create all kinds of things.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So
So,
to stay motivated, we really, really have to be grateful. And that is so,
yes.
and that makes us grounded as well, because we appreciate life in so much different ways then, aren't we?
Yes, absolutely. And then I try to work out. I work out often. I exercise every day, and I do. For me, exercise. I've given up on exercise being just to lose weight. I always achieve that at the end of the day. But for me, it has to be fun. So I have to be doing what I like to do that will stress me. So it's dance. It's picking up my little one. It's doing everything and doing it with the kids. That's
Oh,
So yeah.
lovely. Yeah. And with the lockdown, and obviously, we really have so much respect. And I've got quite a few ladies who spoke to me, their husbands are on the front lines. And, you really get lonely. And we have so much respect for you guys. So besides missing hubby, what's the biggest thing you miss as well during lockdown?
Oh yes, be missing hubby, and one of the one before I go into one of the challenges which makes me really respect everyone in the front line is the fact that no one thinks about what time we get to talk. My husband and I get to talk quite often around 2 a.m.
Oh, wow.
because that might be when he's taking a break from work.
Sure.
And we don't think about what those people are going through. We just think, maybe they're earning big money or something, but it's sacrifice. It's a huge sacrifice. And I want to say thank you to all families that have someone,
definitely,
from the security officer to the cleaner, anyone who has to work at this point in time. God bless you for being in that family, for giving that support if you are doing so. Yeah, so what I would miss, did you ask me what do I miss most right now? Oh gosh, I miss my circle of friends. I miss the wow ladies. I miss the people who give me that positive energy. The good thing about it, I mean, the warrior bosses, there's so many groups. My business partners, my network marketing friends and all, because it's so important to think about who is in your circle of influence. And yeah, and I miss that, but I'm glad we do have. Thank God for technology. Now we can actually have these meetings to give us that extra. But something I've decided to start doing now is write down my friendship list.
Oh yes.
And in creating my friendship list, it's not who are my friends. It's not who am I friends with. It's who in my heart and soul resonates with me. So I'm talking about someone like in my friendship list. I've started writing. I've got Les Brown. I've got Eric Worre. I've got Oprah Winfrey. Coming down to South Africa, I've got Margaret Hirsch. I've got my close friends. I've got some. I don't want to start listing my friends' names because if I don't mention anyone. But now it's not who is practically the people I call friends, but the people who, when I think about what will they do or say to me right now, in this particular situation, who would straighten? Yes, I write them down. My priests, people, spiritual leaders, their names are there in my mental imaginary friends list. And I invite them to the table and we just discuss with them in my headspace. It also helps me to stay fortified.
That's such a nice message, and it's such a nice, way we can actually start looking at life, because we get so quickly into this tunnel vision of these are my 5 people I know and I feel comfortable with. But when we don't start stretching our friendship and our mentorship lists, we're never going to grow.
So true. Yeah. So true.
So lastly, and we are so excited. You really made us all pumped up and ready for tomorrow again. But Aritha, tell me, what's the last message you would give anybody right now and how they can approach the future?
So one thing I will say to you is believe that in spite of overwhelming evidence that things are bad, things are terrible, believe that it can get better and it will get better. You need to stay strong and protect your head. That's the most vital. You need to protect your brain, your emotions, and don't let, even if you're surrounded, you live right now with people who are negative. It's up to you to protect yourself from the negative energy by what you say to yourself and how you live. So it will get better.
Oh, okay, for
stay
sure.
Strong.
I always have this saying, and it's so true. I say what you whisper to yourself echoes in your life. And the more you're going to start whispering the right words to yourself, your life will change.
Exactly. True. So true.
Guys, if you haven't been inspired and haven't been motivated to this afternoon with Aritha, I don't know what's going to get you motivated. I salute you, Aritha. Thank you so much. And when you speak to your hubby, please let him get that message out there. We really honor and appreciate it. Guys, remember tomorrow afternoon.
Thank you so much.
5. Thank you so much, Aritha.